this is, well, I haven't talked today yet, hold on. Okay, so I already had a couple people ask me if I'm gonna be getting my own place soon. I don't know if I've told you guys that yet. So hi, I'm writing a book. Hi, this is Katie. In today's video, I wanted to do a Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me a couple questions, mostly like personal, travel, lifestyle, stuff like that. And I'm going to answer them while I'm doing my makeup. So it's kind of like a get ready with me Q&A kind of video. So if you guys are interested in, hearing me talk about some juicy things about my life while putting on makeup, I really hope that you're subscribed and I hope that you keep watching. Okay, before we get into the makeup, I just want to finish my hair, do one or two other things first. I'm just using a little thing of hairspray. When my hair is sleeked back like this, I like to hairspray the flyaways down. Usually I'll spray it and then wipe it down with my hair and kind of make sure that it stays flat. But I don't want to get my hands filled with hairspray, so I'm just going to use a napkin instead. So I'm just going to spray and then do this. If I was in a house, I might use my hand because then I could just wash my hand. But since I'm currently obviously in my car, I'm not currently living in my car per se, but I just felt like doing this little get ready with me in the car, and I'm about to do my makeup. And so I don't want to have hairspray all over my hands, All right, that's pretty good. I'm actually going to take my glasses off to do the little spots around my ears. Does that look any different? Probably not. All right, so got that done. Now I'm going to do my skincare. I didn't do that yet just because I wanted to show you guys the very, very, very minimal skincare little routine that I have now. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you would know that I used to be obsessed with trying really expensive skincare and just trying new skincare in general. And I've tried, not a lot of things, but a decent amount of things. And honestly, this little routine is one of the best that I've tried. I don't know if it's gonna be my forever routine, but this product is probably gonna be a forever product, and then these are still really, really good. So I generally with skincare stick with 2 or 3 brands. I do The Ordinary, Pacifica, and Derma E generally. And Derma E, I use their face wash and their scrub. But then for my skincare, I do The Ordinary, niacinamide, and zinc. And then I have this Pacifica Vegan Ceramide Barrier Face Lotion. And I have the Vegan Ceramide Barrier Eye Cream from Pacifica as well. So just 3-step, really, really quick. I have kind of dry-ish skin, but it's kind of acne prone and texture prone. So that's why I use niacinamide. I've been using that for a couple years. I've probably repurchased that 8 times or something. And I generally just put that on the spots where I would generally get texture or acne, which is the lower half of my face. If I have extra, I'll put it on my forehead, but I don't really need it up there. And then this is a pretty good face cream, I would say. Again, I don't know if it's gonna be my forever face cream, but it's good. And these are all pretty inexpensive products. I get mine usually at Ulta. And then just a little eye cream. And then we'll get into the Q&As in a second. The Q&As, the Qs. We'll get into the Qs in a second. All right, that's it. That's all I do. Easy, easy. And then at night, I usually use just the Pacifica Wake Up Beautiful Overnight Mask, or they also have Pacifica Wake Up Beautiful Overnight Cream. And then there's one other nighttime cream that I might use, but that's it for nighttime too. So I've kept it really, really minimal, and it has definitely helped. Is my skin perfect? No, but I don't really care if my skin's perfect. I just care that it's pretty healthy, and my acne is pretty gone actually, which is crazy. Anyway, all right, skincare is all done. Now I'm gonna put my deodorant on. You guys know I have loved Native deodorant for years, and I actually want to thank them for sponsoring this video. I do not like having aluminum in my deodorant. That just is not something that I like to use personally on my body, and Native does not have aluminum in it. It's also paraben free, vegan, cruelty free, all that kind of stuff. There's really good ingredients in here. The texture is really nice. It's not sticky, and I love them. So I just wanted to show you a couple of the scents that I have. Sweet Peach and Nectar is one of my favorites. I'm actually gonna put this on right now. It's one of my favorites. It literally smells like sweet peach. Usually when I go for scents, I go for more unisex clean scents, but if I am gonna go for a sweet scent, it's gonna be this sweet peach one. There's also a couple of the vanilla ones that they have. They have a ton of different scents. Literally, if you like sweet, if you like fresh, if you like woodsy, whatever, they have a ton of different scents. One of my other favorite ones that is a little bit more of a clean scent is the Sea Salt and Cedar. You guys, I also have this in a body wash. This is very unisex. It kind of almost smells like cologne, but I like using it on myself. And then this one, the Wildwood and Cardamom, this is actually not my favorite scent. I think that you would like this if you like more woodsy, like outdoor woodsy kind of scents. And the reason that this one smells so outdoorsy is because it's part of their limited edition cabin collection. And also, okay, hear me out. They also have a scent Cashmere and Rain in that cabin collection. I have that in the body wash. I probably am gonna buy that in the deodorant. I loved that one. But they have a ton of different scents. I really, really love a lot of them. And just their deodorant works. Their deodorant works on me. They also have a plastic-free range if you do not want to use plastic, that I've shown in several of my other videos. And like I said, they also have body washes that I love. I use them all the time. They have shampoo and conditioner that I use and love. They have toothpaste, sunscreen, body lotion. They have a ton of things for your body. And so if you're interested in trying some new deodorant, specifically that is aluminum free but actually works, usually you can get a set of 3 for $39, but if you use my code KatieCarney7, you'll actually get three for $26. Such a huge savings of, do they tell me what the savings is? 33%. You're saving 33%. And with my code, you get 20% off of a body wash or a toothpaste. So yeah, if you are interested, please go check out. I have the link in my description. But yeah, I just want to thank Native for sponsoring this video. So now let's get into the makeup. All right, glasses off. Let me get a Q&A question that I will chat about while I'm doing my makeup. I know that this is not everyone's cup of tea, which is why I'm including a Q&A with it. Hopefully, like, you'll still want to listen to the Q&A even if you don't really care about the makeup. But I just do know that some of you guys do like to talk about makeup and see me do my makeup and stuff. But what I'm gonna do today is very minimal, but it's basically what I've been wearing almost every day for the last like couple months. So I just wanna show you guys. But anyway, okay. So I already had a couple people ask me if I'm gonna be getting my own place soon. Okay, I'm gonna answer that while I do my makeup. So that's a long story, complicated question. But while I'm answering that question, I'm going to be putting on the Kosas concealer in, oh, it's called the Revealer Concealer, in the color 3.20. So the O stands for olive because I have like an olivey undertone. And I'm just going to be putting this under my eyes and then like kind of anywhere that I have some redness, which is mostly like in the middle section of my face. It's just gonna look like that. And then I have this Sonia Kashuk brush. And sometimes I'll just blend this in and that's it. But sometimes I'll add a small pump of this Say Slip Tint. This is really like a tinted moisturizer. I have this in the color 3. So sometimes I'll just kind of blend it all together. Sometimes I'll just do concealer. All right, so am I ever gonna get an apartment? So a lot of you guys know that last November, I cannot believe it's been so long already. I cannot believe it's been so long. But last November, I got really, really sick. They found out that I have a rare esophagus disorder. Eating has been really difficult. I've been in pain. I know that my last couple medical updates, I've talked about how things have been, you know, kind of evening out a little bit. I've kind of figured out my diet. I've been feeling, you know, better than I was, which is true. But I also have still not been feeling great, you know, and I don't want to always be negative, but I do always want to be honest with you guys. I still have not been feeling great. Basically every single day I still don't feel well, but I just feel okay enough. And like I know myself well enough that I'm pushing through the pain to still, you know, do what I can to, you know, still work and still do some of the things that I want to do and stuff. I'm just putting a little bit more concealer. Of course, there are some times that you're in pain where the best thing to do is rest and take it easy. But I know for me, specifically with the type of pain I'm in with my esophagus disorder, I know that it's just something that I'm gonna push through. But I do feel nauseated pretty often. I do feel like I'm kind of choking on food pretty often. I don't think I am choking, it just kind of feels like I am. But anyway, so I have just had health issues, other things going on as well this year. And so I have not slept in my car since I got sick. When I first got sick, I, you know, stayed with family, with friends, and that's basically been what's happening since last November, as I've been staying with family or staying with friends. Because especially the first few months when I was in severe pain, like severe pain, could not eat. It was really, really scary those first few months. So I had no desire to live in my car. And I'm very, very grateful that there are a couple people in my family and a couple select friends that I know that I could stay with them if I really, really, really needed to. I know I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just was very sick. Especially again, the first few months I had barely any energy, so it was just really hard. And then now, again, that I'm still not feeling good day to day, but I'm feeling okay, like more like I can function and I can push through that pain that I'm feeling. So it definitely is more of a manageable pain or like real discomfort kind of thing. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like a manageable pain. You know, like I know that if some of you guys have chronic pain, you might understand what I'm saying, that some of the pain that you go through, you're like, I cannot do anything today. And some of the pain you go through, you're like, well, this is just my daily pain and I know that I can still kind of function. Does that make sense? Anyway, with all of that and a couple things in my personal life that I've never talked to you guys about, and then plus being really sick and just a bunch of other things, I honestly this year just didn't even really want to live in my car. I didn't really want to travel. I didn't know what was going on. I just like wanted to focus on getting better. Like being sick and having this esophagus disorder has been scary. Again, the pain now has subsided so much and I am so beyond grateful, but it is a chronic forever illness. I've been treating it and the pain has gotten, you know, a lot better, but it's not curable. It's something I'm gonna have to pay attention to forever. And it just is overwhelming and has been scary and has been painful and or uncomfortable. And so something like traveling or living in my car just hasn't really been a priority for me. It hasn't really been at the top of my to-do list, really, you know. Been focusing more on my health and sometimes just getting through a day. Even with my mental health has been really, really bad, you know. I talk about my mental health and I talk about my physical health sometimes on here, but I don't talk about it all the time. You know, so it's not one of those things like, oh, if she's not talking about it, she must feel fine. That's not it. That's not what it with anyone. You know, not everyone is always going to talk about every time they're feeling low or every time they're feeling sick. And so basically, I know this is turning into a long story, but it's just been confusing for me. I just don't know. I really, really just don't know. Like if I want to get back on the road, I don't know. I've been traveling on and off, but for about 10 years since I was 26. I'm 36 now. I don't know. I don't know if I want to pick a town and get a 2-year lease and stay there. I don't know if I want to get back on the road and see. I'm not really sure, which is one of the reasons that I feel like I haven't really talked about it on here, because I know that you guys have been curious. P.S. This is my skin after that. I think it looks really, really nice. I like both those products. Almost all the rest of the products are going to be drugstore products, but for complexion, there are some products that I do prefer high-end. I know that I just skipped from talking about serious stuff to talk about makeup, but that's what this video is, okay? And that's really just who I am anyway. But if you do want more of a drugstore priced concealer, I do like the Pretty Fresh by ColourPop. And I also like the Wet n Wild one. That's really good too. But those are just the products that I want to use today. But anyway, I'm gonna do eyebrows next. I have the ColourPop Brow Pencil in the color Ash Brown and the NYX Thick It, Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. Sometimes I just use this. Like most of the time, actually, I just use this. It's like a tinted brow gel. But sometimes I'll add a little bit of the brow pencil as well to fill in some of the sparse parts, but a lot of the time I just use this. So I'm gonna do this first and just kind of show you what it looks like and then potentially fill some in with this. So anyway, long story short, or long story still long, is that I've kind of been dodging this question lately because I don't know the answer to it. I don't know if I want to get back on the road. I can't tell if I'm only questioning it because it's been so long or if it is just time in my life that I want to do something different. I'm not sure. You guys know I talk about fear, talk about resistance, I talk about all that kind of stuff all the time. Mindset. It's about mindset. It's about priorities. And so I'm literally trying to figure out, okay, don't do that. That's not part of it. I'm just really, really, really trying to figure out what God wants me to do. And using the mirror up here is difficult, but I don't think I have a handheld mirror like handy. So I'm just using my rear view. But yeah, I'm just not sure what I want to do yet. I'm not sure what's best for me because I don't believe in just doing what you want to do. I believe in doing what I think is best for me, for the greater good, what God wants me to do. And a lot of times that will combine with what I want, or I will understand why it was best afterwards, but I can't figure it out. I don't know. I think about it a lot. This year I have traveled some, you know, I went to Nashville, I went to Austin, San Antonio, I was in New York, I'm currently in Charleston. So I have traveled some, but definitely not the same as I used to. And I haven't slept in my car. P.S. This makeup routine takes me 5 minutes if I'm not chatting and talking. It literally takes 5 minutes. So that's basically my eyebrows after just the what is this called? Thick It, Stick It mascara. P.S. I have this in the color Cool Ash Brown. So that's my eyebrows just after that. But sometimes I'll add a little bit of this. So I will do that right now and I will show you. Usually I would do this first and then add that on top, but I'll just take this and fill in some of the sparse parts if I feel like it. Sometimes I'm okay with just the Thick It, Stick It. But if I want like a more polished look, I will add some of this as well. So anyway, yeah, it's just been a weird time. It's been a really, really, really weird time in my life. So I know it's a very long answer, but I just kind of wanted to explain it because I know a lot of you guys have been curious, because I've just kind of been jumping around from family to friends' houses the last almost year. And I'm so grateful that I was able to do that. But so basically I'm going to give myself another few months to figure it out and then do something, because I also do believe in like analysis paralysis, or like how you can think about something for too long. And if you don't put action in, then you're just thinking, you know, nothing's actually really happening. And so for me right now, I think I'm just finally at the step where I can actually process it, figure it out, because this whole year I've been so focused on my health and my breakup and stuff. I think now I'm kind of at the point where I can focus on what is my next step, and I'm giving myself just a couple months to figure it out. So that's the answer, is I don't know yet. Anyway, all right, so I'm gonna put on mascara. This is one of my new loves. I have not used this for very long. It's maybe been a month, but I love this. This is the Ulta Beauty brand Twisted Volume Maximum Performance Mascara. Are you guys ready to see this? Are you ready for this? All right, look, a cool wand. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. Let me put it, okay. Can you see that? All right, ready? Can you see it twisting? Can you see that? So basically it has 4 little like stations, 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're numbered. And they twist the brush. Anytime you twist this, the brush twists. So you get like a different effect depending on the number. I've had it on 2 this whole time, and that's kind of what I like. And it really does add volume and length to my lashes. And I don't know if you can tell, I do not have very long, voluminous, curly lashes. They're very short and stubby and straight. And even without curling them, this like looks really, really nice. Yeah, so long story short, I don't know if I'm gonna be getting a place yet. But if I do decide to not travel anymore, then I will figure out a way to get a place. I'm not just going to find a friend's house or something to stay at or anything like that, unless it's more of like a roommate situation, you know, like a couple of the places that I've stayed was more of a roommate situation. But basically I will actually properly like pick a town and find a place to stay. And anyway, all right, next question. All right, someone asked if I've ever been to Canada, and I need to answer this question because actually I had a dream about Canada last night. It was like the weirdest dream. But basically, to answer your question first, yes, I went to Canada only once for about 3 or 4 hours. Several years ago, my passport was expiring. This was probably 9 years ago or something. My passport was expiring, and my boyfriend at the time, I think we just started dating. He wasn't even my boyfriend yet, but he lived in New York City. And I was staying, I think, on Long Island at the time. So I met him in New York. But his parents lived in Niagara Falls, but on the America side. And so he knew that my passport was expiring. So he's like, why don't we go up to Niagara Falls and then basically like go to Canada before your passport expires? So we literally like parked the car at the border and walked over the border to Canada. So I not only went to Canada, I walked to Canada, which was really cool. And then we just hung out like just at Niagara Falls for a few hours. We got Tim Hortons, we got hot chocolate, or I got hot chocolate at least. We went on that big Ferris wheel. There were some dinosaurs there. There was like a really big chair, like a really, really, really big chair that you can take pictures in, and like a little store and stuff. So I have been to Canada, but only like that one time for like 3 hours with my ex, who ended up being my longest boyfriend, actually, him and his parents. Okay, so I'm going to put on bronzer and then we're done. This is really it. Again, if I was not chatting, this would have taken 5 minutes. I'm gonna use the Ulta Beauty Faux Glow Matte Bronzer. I use this basically every day. But okay, I had a dream about Canada last night that, I had a dream that everyone in Canada had the same phone number, but that they all had different extensions, like phone number extensions. And that also, it was like, they never actually plowed their roads. You just had to like crawl through the ice and the snow or something like that. But I specifically remember the phone number part because I thought it was so funny when I woke up. I was like, what is this? I know that I'm basically doing my makeup, but let's go to a couple other questions. Oh, this one is sneaky. Oh, I just hit pan. Look at that. All right, so if you follow me on Instagram, you should. If you don't, you should. It's just Katie Carney over there. I do a lot more like daily stuff. I mentioned like a week ago or something that I was writing a book. I don't know if I've told you guys that yet. So hi, I'm writing a book. And so someone asked what it's about. Basically, I don't want to give too much away yet because it's not going to be like launching until like late winter or early spring. But basically it's not a memoir. It's not a biography. It's not really necessarily about me or my travels, but it is going to be about travel. It's basically going to be like tips and tricks of living and sleeping in a car. I love that I just said I didn't want to be too specific, but that's exactly what it's about. It's basically like a little guidebook to if you're going on a road trip, if you're going to be sleeping in your car, living in your car, driving somewhere, stuff like that. So it's basically a lot of like my how-to videos that I've made on YouTube over the last 7 years, but put into just like a little guidebook, you know, like what to eat, all that kind of stuff. So yep. Have a book that I'm writing. So this is the Ulta Beauty Baked Bronzer, and this one's just a little bit of like a brighter one, so sometimes I put this on top if I want to be like really tan and glowy. So yeah, that's really exciting. I will tell you guys, you know, more details and stuff the closer it gets, but that probably won't be until, again, like late winter, early spring. But yeah, I'm writing a little guidebook about living in a car, so it's really exciting. I'm just gonna put on a little lipstick, maybe answer 1 or 2 other questions. Oh, this is one more high-end product. This is the Patrick Ta Precision Lip Crayon, and She's Proud. I cannot talk while I'm putting lip pencil on, so hold on 1 second. Okay. I just lined my lips and then filled them in a little bit. Looks like that. And then, what lip product do I want to put on? I might put on this. This is the Ulta Beauty. I like the Ulta Beauty brand, apparently. The Tinted Juice Infused Lip Oil in the color Baby Pink. Okay. That's it. And then sometimes I will take this Pacifica neutralizing mineral mattifier. This is just like a pressed powder. Honestly, my skin, I think I said earlier, is like pretty dry, but like texture prone. A lot of setting powders are super cakey. And by a lot, I mean almost every single one that I've tried looks really cakey on me and like settles and like looks really textury and stuff. The only 2 setting powders that I've ever found that I actually kind of like are the e.l.f. Halo Glow, but that one is actually a loose setting powder, and this one, the Pacifica mattifying one. This is literally, I think, the only pressed setting powder that I have found that is not like cakey or gross on my skin, and I got this at Ulta. Sometimes I will just put this right down here, and sometimes a little up here if I'm like glowy, because my skin's not like always totally dry, but it's like usually pretty dry. But anyway, sometimes I'll put it down here if I feel like my bronzer got too low, and just kind of blend that up a little bit, because I prefer when my bronzer and my blushes are a little higher. I feel like it like lifts my face a little bit. Oh, and then I know that I showed it, but I don't think I said it. I always put bronzer on my nose because I think of like where the sun would hit me, right? And so it would hit me here, top of my nose, and then over here. So that's basically my makeup for the day. So I'm gonna put my glasses back on. All right, let's see. Another question. So what's the farthest you've ever driven in one day, and what's your car mileage? So my car mileage is 264,164 miles, but most of it's highway miles. So I know that seems like a lot, but A, this is a Toyota. It's gonna last forever. You better last forever, baby girl. But B, a lot of it's highway miles. So it's not as much wear and tear on my car as if I had that, but in city miles where you're stopping and going and stuff. And then what's the furthest I've ever driven in one day? Like 17 hours. I used to do that a lot when I was younger. I would never do that now. Now, the furthest I kind of even like to drive in a day is like 8 hours, 9 hours tops. But no, when I was younger, I used to drive like from New York to Nashville. That took me about 17 hours. And sometimes I would do that without stopping to sleep or just like a really quick nap or something. But there have been times that I would just do that straight and just really stop for gas and for food. So yeah. All right, let's do just one more. Someone asked, what's a place you'd like to road trip that you haven't seen before? That's a very good question. Most of the places that I've wanted to see, I have seen, because I'm a very like, I want to do things as soon as possible and make goals that are attainable for me, but just quick-ish, you know? However, there are definitely lots of places I haven't been to. We have a huge country that's so beautiful, and I would love to see a lot of it. Honestly, some of the places that I want to see that I haven't seen are a bunch of national parks. With all the traveling that I've done and how much I love national parks, I've only been to like 10 or 11 or something. So I definitely want to go to more. I've never been to like Yosemite, Death Valley. I haven't been to a lot of the ones like in California, which is weird because I used to live in California. So how did I skip all those? I don't know. And I definitely want to explore more of like the Utah national parks as well. I've been to Zion and Arches, but I haven't been to the other few. And also I've only been to Colorado once. I don't understand how that happened, but basically I guess just where Colorado is located and where a lot of the highways are located, how I've driven, because I've driven across the country, you know, dozens of times. So I think just where Colorado is, I'm usually just going south of it or going north of it. And somehow I just almost always skip over it. I only went once and it was like 10 years ago. And so I definitely do want to like go explore Colorado more. So there's definitely places like I'm never gonna be like, oh, I've seen America, it's done, I'm fine. America's gorgeous and there's so many different places to see. But I'm just thinking in terms of like the places that I've always like had on my list. You know, I've seen most of them, but I really do want to just definitely see more national parks, and I want to see more of Colorado and more of like Utah. I love it out there. And I do miss Montana and Wyoming. I have not been there in a year. I miss them. Oh, maybe even more, a little bit more of like Arizona, New Mexico, a little bit. That's not as high on my list. And I've been to both of those states several times, but I just know I haven't seen all of them, obviously, because they're really big states. But yeah, no, I love our country so much. Like, I'm really, really grateful to have seen so much of it. And I think maybe it would be cool one day to drive to Alaska. I just haven't been to Alaska and Hawaii. I don't think I can road trip to Hawaii unless I can get my car on a boat. Will they let me do that? Do any of you guys have connections? Can that happen? I would like that. All right, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little Q&A / get ready with me, talking about makeup and stuff. I wanna thank Native again for sponsoring this video. I love their deodorant, their body wash, a bunch of their products. So again, I'll have the link in my description and you can use code KatieCarney7 to get some cash off of your next order. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks again for watching and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.